Good evening again. My name is still Sue Hyde. I loved the idea that we see the face of the nation, and it's beautiful. I'm really quite happy and pleased to be in Denver, especially because I have the honor and the privilege of presenting this year's Susan J. Hyde Award for Longevity in the Movement to a man whose face is very much the nation. In every community in the United States and in the world, there is someone or some two, sometimes three people who are kind of the go-to people, right? When you want something done, you ask the busy person to do it, and often everybody asks the busy person to do it. And there are, I'm guessing, quite a few of us in this room tonight who are that go-to person in our communities. I am really happy that our guest tonight and our honoree for this award is one of those people in the Denver LGBTQ community. Anthony Aragon, for 3 decades, has been working alongside and with and about and for the betterment and the improvement of the quality of life of LGBTQ people in the city and county of Denver and in the state of Colorado. You can read his excellent bio in the program book. But I just want to let you all know that Anthony has been the Pride MC and organizer in Denver for the past 14 years. I thought it was 15. I was going to give him a promotion, but it's only 14 years. And that Anthony is literally the Energizer Bunny of Denver's LGBTQ community. For all that he has done here, for all that he has done in the state of Colorado to bring lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, and queer people and life more to the center of the civic metabolism of the city and the state. And because, as Lushus La'Rell, he has raised thousands of dollars, $1 at a time. I want to thank you, Anthony. And tonight, we present to you the Susan J. Hyde Award for Longevity in the Movement to our good friend, Anthony Aragon.
Good evening. These lights are bright. Goodness gracious. So before I begin my remarks, I do want to recognize and witness what I experienced this evening with the protest. And I have something that I want to say at the end of my remarks, but I did prepare some remarks because they were important to me, and I really do want to deliver them this evening. But I also want to reflect on the importance of what happened this evening. So I'm going to start these remarks, and then I want to challenge everyone in this room to something that I just came up with after we witnessed what happened this evening. So good evening, first and foremost. I have to acknowledge and thank each and every single person in this room because you are here, because you are an inspiration, and because you are creating change. I want to tell you all that this weekend will be life-changing for you, especially as you return to your communities, and I encourage you to embrace every single moment. Second, a heartfelt thanks to the National LGBTQ Task Force for honoring me this evening. I am proud to be a part of the task force family. 40 plus years of being the LGBTQ grassroots national organization who every day make sure that we are all included, that we all matter, and that we have an all-inclusive voice at the table. A personal shout out to the executive director, Ray Carey, a fellow native Coloradan, for her leadership for so many years. Now, I want to take you on a journey of this experience for me. I will always cherish the moment when I was sitting at my desk at City Hall and Sue Hyde asked if we could chat. Of course, knowing it was Sue, I knew it had to be important, so I called her right back. Little did I know that when we chatted, she would change my life forever. Yes, it changed my life. It changed my life because I've been an LGBT activist, fundraiser, organizer, event planner for over 25 years, and it made me stop to recognize and realize what a difference and what an impact I've had on my community. It truly stopped me in my tracks and made me reflect and celebrate what I've accomplished through these years. My journey has always been about the community and its advancement. The question should never be why we get involved. It should always be what more can we do to get others involved. Accomplishments like these are not awarded without help, collaboration, and an understanding for what the common good is for us all. I recognize we can't fulfill and achieve true equality without our friends, our extended family, our allies. I want to give a special shout out to Faye Tate and Karen Nakandakari from CH2M Hill. They embody what a true ally is, and I am grateful for their support and friendship over the years. So how did this happen to me? How did I become your honoree this evening? It's because for over 25 plus years, I've dedicated and volunteered countless hours for our cause. I've done this unconditionally, and I've done this because it is the right thing to do. I have truly enjoyed my journey, volunteering my time, my resources, energy to our cause. A cause where in Colorado, we have anti-discrimination protections based on employment, housing, and public accommodation. We have same-sex parent adoptions, and now we have same-sex marriage in Colorado. All of these rights and protections for our LGBTQ community in the state where Focus on the Family is located. On the fun side, as Sue mentioned, Denver, the Mile High City, we host the third largest Pride Fest in the nation. And as Sue mentioned, for the past 14 years, I've coordinated the 7th largest PrideFest Parade in the nation. Thank you. So I want to take a moment and recognize the namesake of this award, Susan J. Hyde. Sue has been creating change for our community since 1988 as one of the founders of Creating Change, and she has directed the conference since 1994. I would be remiss if I did not stop and recognize her for her tireless efforts, for her dedication, for her determination to make a difference every single day for every single person here and across the universe. Can we all stand up and recognize this incredible woman for all her hard work? Thank you. So before I end my remarks this evening, I want to say I'm not sure how much longer I'll be volunteering my time. It's time to let you younger folks have a stab at this. At some point in time, I'm going to be put out to pasture. But let me say, I promise you until that time comes, I will continue to use my networks and the resources I have at my disposal to help. I will continue to be that voice for the voiceless, and I will continue to live each day with life, love, and laughter. Something that tonight taught me is that as a gay Latino male, I'm not doing a very good job as an ally to my transgender community. I recognize that, I own it. I think that's the first and most important step, is to recognize our faults and admit them openly. So what am I going to do about that? What I'm going to do is, when the conference is over and I get back from my vacation next week, I am going to reach out to Krista Whipple and the Gender Identity Center of Colorado. And the first thing that I'm going to do is make a contribution. And the second thing that I'm going to do is, how can I help? And I encourage every single person in this room to do the exact same thing in your local communities. Sometimes, it's a wake-up call, right? Trans lives matter, okay? They do. And sometimes we're in our busy lives, we're on the crazy train of life, We run the track with our blinders on, but then something happens and something hits you and you recognize that you have to do more. And so when you go back to your local communities, I encourage you to do the same thing. I certainly plan to do that. I know Krista's going to hold me accountable to that. And I look forward to being an ally with the Gender Identity Center of Colorado. So finally, in closing, I have to acknowledge and recognize the love of my life, David Westman. Thank you, husband, for the most amazing 18+ years on our journey we call life. I celebrate this award with you this evening because you have been my rock and my foundation. You have supported me all of these years, and I couldn't imagine my life without you. Thank you again. Now let's start creating change.
I think they want to have